Welcome back, brave explorers of the unknown. In the latest episode, we witnessed the disturbing story of Ronald Clark O'Bryan, the Candy Man, and the tragic Halloween night that led to the death of his son, Timothy. The courtroom was the scene of shocking revelations and devastating testimony, culminating in Ronald's death sentence in 1984. Now, while the dust from this haunting case still settles, let's cross borders and delve into an equally terrifying story, but which unfolded on Brazilian soil. Get ready to discover the dark details of the batch of bullets seized with cocaine, a case that shook the country and generated new urban legends. Could this story also hide sinister secrets? Come with me, and let's unveil another chapter of horror that will leave you breathless. In the 1980s, Brazil was the scene of an episode that brought to light fears similar to those experienced in the United States with the case of Ronald Clark O'Bryan. During a period of growing distrust and panic, a batch of bullets from a famous brand was seized, containing an unexpected and dangerous substance, cocaine. This incident began to gain attention when a group of children developed strange and worrying symptoms after consuming candy purchased from a specific batch. Authorities, promptly alerted by panicked parents, began a rigorous investigation to determine the origin and extent of the problem. The discovery of cocaine injected into the bullets came as a shock to everyone and raised questions about the safety of food products, the quality control capabilities of companies, and the possibility of industrial sabotage. The seizure of the contaminated batch marked the beginning of a series of emergency measures. Public health authorities issued warnings and instructed consumers to avoid certain products until the situation was fully investigated. The national press covered the case extensively, amplifying fear and distrust among the population. The incident spawned a wave of urban legends about poison candy and sweets, and the popular narrative quickly became mixed with rumors and exaggerations, increasing feelings of insecurity. As the investigation continued, hypotheses emerged about possible motivations for the crime, from personal revenge to industrial blackmail. However, identifying those responsible for contaminating the bullets proved to be a difficult task. The lack of concrete evidence and definitive clues left the case shrouded in mystery, perpetuating fear and speculation. This episode not only left an indelible mark on the country's collective memory, but also resulted in significant changes in food safety practices and public perception about the reliability of consumer products. The case of poison bullets in Brazil in the 1980s remains a grim reminder of the hidden dangers that can be present in even the most innocent, everyday things in our lives. The seizure of the batch of bullets containing cocaine was an event that deeply shook the confidence of Brazilian consumers. This specific batch, belonging to a well-known and widely consumed brand, was found in several stores and points of sale, increasing the seriousness of the case. The discovery was made after a series of incidents in which children, when consuming the candies, presented atypical symptoms such as nausea, dizziness, and, in some cases, fainting. The bullets, after detailed laboratory analysis, revealed traces of cocaine that had been injected into them using syringes. The method of contamination indicated a deliberate and meticulous act, suggesting that those responsible had specific knowledge on how to introduce the substance in a way that would go unnoticed until consumption. The presence of small holes in the bullets, corresponding to the injection points, was one of the main indicators of the method used. Public health and safety authorities immediately initiated a recall of the products, asking consumers to return any packaging of the brand in question purchased during the suspicious period. Inspection teams were sent to factories and distribution points to ensure that all contaminated batches were identified and removed from shelves. National and international media highlighted the case, fueling panic among parents and the general population. Newspaper headlines brought frightening details, and television programs held debates about food safety, the risks of contamination, and the measures that should be adopted to prevent new incidents. The bullet manufacturing company, in turn, faced an unprecedented image crisis. Under intense public and media pressure, it had to act quickly to clarify what happened, collaborate with investigations, and try to regain consumer trust. During the investigations, several theories emerged about the origin and motivation of the crime. Some pointed to possible industrial sabotage, perhaps by competitors or disgruntled former employees. Others suggested an extortion attempt, where criminals could be trying to force the company to pay a large sum of money to avoid further damage to its reputation. Despite all efforts, identifying those responsible for the bullet contamination proved to be a monumental challenge. The lack of direct evidence and the complexity of the crime left many questions unanswered. However, the incident led to a complete review of safety and quality control practices in the food industry, with the implementation of new protocols to prevent a repeat of such a tragedy. The police investigation into the batch of bullets seized with cocaine was one of the most complex and intensive ever carried out in Brazil. Authorities began tracking the origin of the contaminated batch, following a line of investigation that included interviews with factory employees, distributors, and points of sale. Each contaminated bullet was analyzed in search of clues that could lead to those responsible for the crime. One of the first hypotheses raised was that of industrial sabotage. Investigators considered the possibility that a competitor or disgruntled former employee had tampered with the candy to damage the company's reputation. This theory gained traction when it was discovered that the contamination was meticulous and required a certain level of technical knowledge about the candy manufacturing and packaging process. Another hypothesis explored was extortion. The police considered that criminals could be trying to force the company to pay a large sum of money to avoid further damage to its image and the safety of its consumers. The company received some anonymous threats, but none of them provided concrete clues that could lead to the culprits. Investigators also did not rule out the possibility of an isolated action by an individual with mental problems. Previous cases in other countries have shown that people acting alone, driven by personal motivations or delusions, could commit similar acts. This line of investigation, however, also did not produce conclusive results. Forensic analysis of the contaminated bullets revealed that the cocaine had been injected with very thin syringes, leaving small, almost imperceptible holes. Authorities carried out detailed sweeps of the factory premises, looking for any signs of tampering or unauthorized access, but found no direct evidence that could link the crime to anyone specific. Pressure on the company increased as public panic grew. The brand attempted to mitigate the impact by collaborating closely with the police and releasing regular communications to keep the public informed about the measures being taken to ensure consumer safety. At the same time, quality control experts were hired to review and improve production and packaging processes, in an attempt to prevent any possibility of future adulteration. Despite all the efforts and resources invested, the investigation ended up becoming a cold case. Without concrete evidence or definitive clues, those responsible for contaminating the bullets were never identified. However, the incident had a lasting effect, leading to a significant change in food safety practices in Brazil. The industry was forced to adopt more stringent protocols and maintain high-quality control standards to protect consumers and restore public trust. In 1997, a new rumor emerged, involving the renowned Van Mel candy brand. This rumor spread quickly, causing panic and distrust among consumers. The story said that some of the brand's candy contained cocaine injected with syringes, very similar to the incident that occurred in the 1980s. The allegations were serious and spread like wildfire, amplified by the media and conversations among concerned parents and citizens. The exact origin of the rumor remains unknown, but its spread has been facilitated by the increasing use of the internet, which has allowed information, whether true or not, to be shared at an unprecedented rate. Within days, the story had been reported in local newspapers and television programs, each report raising fears that the bullets could be compromised again. Public health authorities, aware of the potential impact of the rumor, began an investigation to verify the veracity of the allegations. Samples of Van Mel bullets were collected and subjected to rigorous testing in specialized laboratories. At the same time, the Van Mel company took proactive measures to face the crisis, collaborating with authorities and reassuring consumers that its products were safe. The laboratory tests, carried out in a controlled environment and with advanced technology, did not find any trace of cocaine or any other illicit substance in the bullets analyzed. The results were released to the public in an attempt to calm fears and restore trust in the brand. However, the strength of the rumor had already caused significant damage to Van Mel's reputation. During the investigation, several theories emerged about the origin of the rumor. One of the most explored hypotheses was that of an industrial blackmail attempt, where competitors or malicious individuals could be trying to destabilize the company and gain an advantage in the market. Another theory suggested that the rumor could have been started by someone seeking to cause widespread panic or by a group with unspecified intentions. Despite extensive investigations, the true origin of the rumor was never discovered. However, the episode served as a warning to the company and others in the sector about the importance of maintaining rigorous quality and safety standards, as well as the need for effective communication strategies to deal with crises and rumors. Van Mel, after clarifying the situation and taking additional measures to ensure the safety of its products, was eventually able to regain its market position. The company invested in marketing and communication campaigns to rebuild its image and reaffirm its commitment to the quality and safety of its products. This incident, although not based on fact, left a lasting mark on collective memory and highlighted the vulnerability of companies to rumors and misinformation, especially in an era of instant communication. Van Mel, upon realizing the seriousness of the rumor circulating about its bullets containing cocaine, acted quickly to address the crisis and protect its reputation. The company's first reaction was to issue an official statement, categorically denying the allegations and assuring consumers that its products were safe. Transparency and prompt communication were crucial in trying to contain the initial panic. The company worked closely with public health authorities and law enforcement to investigate the allegations. Samples of the bullets were sent to independent laboratories, where they underwent rigorous testing to detect any presence of illicit substances. The results, which found no trace of cocaine, were publicized widely to reassure the public. In addition to laboratory tests, Van Mel also carried out internal audits of its factories and production processes. These audits were conducted by teams of food safety and quality control experts. The objective was to ensure that all procedures were being followed correctly and to identify any possible vulnerabilities that could be exploited for contamination or sabotage. Communication played a key role in Van Mel's strategy to deal with the crisis. The company launched an information campaign, using traditional and digital media to reach consumers. Press releases, interviews with company executives, and newspaper and television advertisements were used to reiterate that Van Mel's products were safe. Additionally, the company interacted directly with consumers through its social media platforms, responding to questions and concerns in real time. At the same time, Van Mel has implemented additional measures to strengthen the security of its products. Among the actions were the installation of surveillance cameras at all stages of production and packaging, the introduction of more rigorous protocols for quality control, and the training of employees to detect and prevent any attempt at adulteration. The company has also engaged in educational initiatives, working with schools and communities to educate parents and children about food safety and the importance of not believing unfounded rumors. These actions not only helped restore trust in the brand, but also demonstrated Van Mel's commitment to the safety and well-being of its consumers. The impact of the rumor and the measures taken by Van Mel had a significant cost, both financial and reputational. However, the company's quick and comprehensive response allowed it to mitigate the damage and eventually regain its position in the market. The crisis served as a valuable lesson for the company and the entire industry about the importance of crisis response readiness and effective communication with consumers. Van Mel, after overcoming this crisis, continued to operate and grow, maintaining a strong commitment to quality and safety. The 1997 incident was a turning point that reinforced the need for constant vigilance and robust quality control practices, ensuring that its products remained reliable and safe for all consumers. The 1997 rumor about cocaine-tainted bullets had a significant impact on Van Mel's image. Consumer confidence was shaken, and the company faced a colossal challenge in restoring its reputation. Immediately after the rumor spread, product sales dropped sharply, and the company faced a barrage of questions and concerns from alarmed consumers. The media intensified coverage of the case, which amplified the negative impact on public perception of the brand. Van Mel found itself in the position of having to defend the integrity of its products repeatedly, while fighting a wave of misinformation that was spreading rapidly across the internet and other forms of media. The crisis revealed the vulnerability of companies to rumors and the importance of a quick and effective response. Van Mel's recovery was a gradual and multifaceted process. In addition to immediate measures to ensure product safety and transparent communication, the company has adopted a strategic approach to rebuilding its long-term image. It invested heavily in marketing and public relations campaigns, with the aim of regaining consumer trust and re-establishing the brand as a synonym for quality and safety. A crucial part of this recovery has been its renewed commitment to social responsibility and consumer safety. Van Mel has developed food safety educational programs and launched public awareness campaigns to combat misinformation. These initiatives not only helped mitigate the effects of the rumor, but also demonstrated the company's dedication to the well-being of its consumers. At the same time, the company strengthened its partnerships with retailers and distributors, ensuring that all interested parties were aligned with its new quality and safety standards. Feedback from trading partners was vital in adjusting strategies and strengthening the supply chain, ensuring similar incidents did not occur in the future. In the long term, Van Mel also invested in product innovations and expanded its portfolio to include new offerings that appealed to a broader consumer base. These innovations helped revitalize the brand and attract new customers, while winning back those who had lost trust. The company's efficient response to the crisis, combined with its long-term actions, resulted in a gradual but significant recovery of the brand's image. Van Mel was able to not only survive the initial impact, but also emerge as a stronger and more resilient company. Over the following years, the company continued to grow and expand its global presence, all the while maintaining an unwavering focus on quality and safety. The 1997 episode served as a catalyst for positive change within Van Mel, highlighting the importance of proactive crisis management and the need for clear and transparent communication with consumers. The company, through a concerted and sustained effort, managed to overcome one of the most challenging moments in its history, transforming adversity into an opportunity to reaffirm its fundamental values and strengthen its position in the market. In 2009, a new alarming incident brought the issue of candy safety to the forefront in Brazil again. The case occurred in the small town of Santo Antônio de Posse, in the interior of São Paulo, involving a group of children who became ill after consuming sweets during a school event. The incident sparked immediate panic and concerns among parents, the school community, and local authorities. It all started at a municipal school, where children, excited about a special activity, received candy distributed by a young man known to the victims. Shortly after consuming the candies, 17 children began to show worrying symptoms, including nausea, dizziness, and palpitations. The widespread discomfort among children generated a quick response from school authorities, who promptly called emergency services to help those affected. The children were rushed to the local hospital, where they received first aid and underwent tests to determine the cause of the poisoning. The situation caused a wave of shock among parents, who gathered in front of the hospital looking for news about their children's condition. News of the incident quickly spread throughout the city, fueling fears and speculation about the origin and nature of the bullets. Local police began an immediate investigation to determine what had caused the poisoning. Samples of the sweets consumed by the children were sent for analysis to the State University of Campinas, Unicamp, known for its scientific rigor and ability to carry out detailed analyses of suspected substances. Laboratory tests revealed the presence of traces of cocaine in 3 of the 7 bullets analyzed, confirming the suspicions of contamination. The discovery of cocaine in the candy raised serious concerns about food safety and the possibility of intentional adulteration. Police considered several hypotheses during the investigation, including the possibility of sabotage or a criminal act intended to cause panic. The young man who had distributed the bullets was interrogated, but no evidence was found of his direct involvement in the contamination. The impact of the incident was significant, leading to heated debates about food safety and the protection of children in school environments. The community of Santo Antonio de Pasi, still shaken by the incident, demanded responses and preventive measures to avoid future similar incidents. Municipal and state authorities worked together to reinforce security at schools and deeply investigate the origin of the contaminated candy. Despite the severity of the incident, there were no reports of serious complications or deaths among the affected children. All received appropriate treatment and recovered from their symptoms. However, the event left a lasting mark on the community, reinforcing the need for continued vigilance and rigorous measures to ensure the safety of food consumed by children. Van Mel, the manufacturer of the bullets involved in the 1997 rumor, was mentioned in some initial speculation but quickly clarified that it had no connection to the 2009 incident. The company cooperated with the investigation and reaffirmed its commitment to safety and quality of their products, distancing themselves from what happened. The Santo Antonio de Pasi incident in 2009 served as a stark reminder of the risks associated with food adulteration and the importance of robust safety protocols to protect consumers, especially the most vulnerable, such as children. The investigation into the 2009 incident in Santo Antonio de Pasi was rigorously conducted by local authorities, focusing on determining the origin and nature of the bullet contamination. Samples of the affected bullets were sent for analysis to the State University of Campinas, Unicamp, a center of excellence recognized for its expertise in laboratory analysis. The report issued by Unicamp confirmed the presence of traces of cocaine in 3 of the 7 bullets analyzed. Although the amount found was small, it was enough to corroborate initial suspicions of deliberate contamination. The results of the report were essential in directing subsequent investigations and determining appropriate measures to ensure public safety. The discovery of cocaine in the bullets generated outrage and concern in the Santo Antonio de Pasi community, which called for quick and effective responses from the authorities. Police intensified their efforts to identify whoever was responsible for tampering with the bullets, interviewing witnesses, and examining the product's distribution chain. During the investigation, several hypotheses were considered, including the possibility of industrial blackmail or an isolated criminal act. However, authorities faced significant difficulties in tracking down the exact origin of the contaminated candy, given the complexity of the distribution chain and the lack of hard evidence. Unicamp continued to collaborate with the authorities, offering technical and scientific support to better understand the composition of the candies and the possible impacts on the health of affected children. The laboratory highlighted the importance of accurate and impartial analyses to resolve delicate issues such as this, reinforcing its credibility in the investigative context. Meanwhile, families of affected children sought emotional support and clear answers about the risks to their children's health. The incident sparked debates about food safety and the responsibility of companies to protect consumers against adulterated products. The police investigation and the Unicamp report were crucial in clarifying the details of the 2009 incident in Santo Antonio de Pasi. However, the complexity of the case highlighted the continued need for vigilance and strict regulation to protect public health and prevent similar incidents in the future. The detailed investigation into the 2009 incident in Santo Antonio de Pasi concluded that there was no link between the contaminated bullets and the company Van Mel, manufacturer of brands such as Mentos. Despite the first speculations and concerns raised by the community, the results of laboratory analyses and police investigations ruled out any involvement by the company in the episode. Van Mel cooperated fully with authorities throughout the investigative process, providing information about its manufacturing processes and food safety. The company reiterated its commitment to the quality and safety of its products, highlighting that the incident was an isolated case and not representative of its production standards. This conclusion was instrumental in restoring public confidence in the company and dispelling fears about the safety of Van Mel products. After the official clarification, the company continued its operations normally in Brazil, implementing additional quality control and safety measures to prevent any possibility of future contamination. The 2009 episode served as a reminder of the importance of transparency and effective communication in crisis situations, reinforcing the need for continued vigilance and strict regulation to ensure food safety and consumer protection. The story of the contaminated bullets in Santo Antonio de Posse, like the case of Ronald Clark O'Bryan in the United States, vividly illustrates how real events can turn into urban legends over time. The mix between true facts and sensationalist interpretations creates fertile ground for the spread of rumors and speculation, often without a solid basis. In the case of contaminated bullets, the initial incident of cocaine contamination was investigated and clarified by the authorities and the company involved. However, the narrative has been distorted over the years, generating unfounded rumors about alleged industrial sabotage and wider conspiracies. These rumors have the potential to not only damage the reputation of the companies involved, but also to sow fear and distrust among the population. Similarly, the case of Ronald Clark O'Bryan, known as the Candy Man, exemplifies how tragic events can be distorted and amplified by the media and popular imagination. The murder of his son by candy poisoning on Halloween not only generated widespread fear about the safety of the products distributed during festivities, but also gave rise to several urban stories and conspiracy theories. These stories, although based on real events, are often amplified through exaggerated and sensationalized reports, reinforcing unfounded beliefs and fears in society. Reflecting on this mix of facts and urban legends reminds us of the importance of verifying information, promoting transparency, and keeping a critical eye on the narratives that circulate in the media and on social networks. Clear understanding of the real events behind these stories can help dispel unwarranted panic and promote a more balanced and informed understanding among the public. This type of reflection is crucial for a responsible information culture and to mitigate the damage caused by false interpretations and conspiracy theories. The impact of stories like those of Ronald Clark O'Bryan and the contaminated bullet incident transcends specific events, leaving an indelible mark on public perception. These narratives not only generate immediate fear and concerns about safety, but they also shape the way people perceive and trust products, events, and even their communities. In the case of Ronald Clark O'Bryan, his son's tragic poisoning during Halloween sparked widespread fear about the safety of candy distributed during the festivities. This fear persists to this day, despite statistics and evidence showing that it is extremely rare to find intentionally poisoned sweets. O'Brien's story continues to be remembered as a grim reminder of the potential dangers hidden in seemingly harmless events. On the other hand, the contaminated bullets incident in Santo Antonio de Posse had a significant impact on consumer confidence and the reputation of the company involved. Even after clarifications and investigations that did not find any direct responsibility on the part of the company, the community and the general public may maintain a residual distrust in relation to the products sold, especially when new similar incidents or unfounded rumors arise. These stories highlight the vulnerability of public perception in the face of sensationalized events and urban stories that take on a life of their own in the digital age. The rapid dissemination of information, often without adequate verification, can perpetuate misconceptions and misinformation that have the potential to harm businesses, communities, and innocent individuals. The lasting impact of these stories serves as a reminder of the importance of transparency, responsible communication, and public education to promote an informed and balanced understanding of events. By examining these historical cases with a critical, fact-based eye, We can learn valuable lessons about dealing with crises, promoting public trust, and mitigating the harm caused by rumors and false interpretations. It is essential to end this reflection by reinforcing the importance of vigilance and precaution when it comes to sweets received during Halloween. While extremely rare cases like that of Ronald Clark O'Bryan have generated widespread fear, it is crucial to remember that most candy distributed is safe and manufactured by reputable companies that follow strict quality standards. However, it is prudent for parents and guardians to carefully inspect the sweets received by children during the festivities. Checking the integrity of packaging, looking for signs of tampering, and avoiding homemade sweets from unknown sources are simple measures that can ensure food safety and provide parents with peace of mind. Additionally, educating children about the importance of not consuming unpackaged or homemade foods without parental supervision is key to promoting safe and healthy habits during Halloween and any other festive occasion. By maintaining informed and responsible vigilance, we can enjoy celebrations without excessive fear, preserving the fun and joy that Halloween brings to families and communities. Share this video to spread awareness, and remember, vigilance is the key to celebrating peacefully. Thanks for watching, and until the next mystery is solved.